the myths. Lord of the Rings was shot there, the movie, Middle Earth, all of that stuff. So for them, it's everyday language. It's not funny, it's nothing strange. Okay, so what we then saw is the Scythian bloodline was the first one that we that really found. And look at this. Also, the dragon biting the tail, forming that almost yin-yang kind of Ouroboros thing,
It does look like both of them.
Yeah, it does. Around the world, because this dragon, Tiamat, has said, I'm claiming the people.
Tiamat's been busy, way too busy.
Yeah. And so it's the Khazars, the Sumerian Khazars, and that's why Hitler went and did the research on the Sumerian history, because he knew that they had a key. And he was actually after this bloodline. That was what he was trying to get hold of, the power. And so the worshippers of half fish, half serpent, and then if you look at the headdress of a very big global church, is the fish tail that is on his head.
Yes.
And he is representing Dagon, who is half human, half fish.
Are you talking about the head of the Universal Church?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That wears red shoes?
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, that's right. All right, the second one was the French bloodline. Now, that's interesting because the French bloodline, we know that when you talk about French Freemasonry, you are talking about the most esoteric, occultic, evil.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Freemasonry. So you would have your Scottish Rite, you will have the Blue Lodge, but when you get to the French, this is where the trouble is, because here they really get into dark stuff.
It just gave me chills. Oh,
horrible! Hey, it's horrible. There's the Priory of Sion with the S is positioned in Paris, and the Louvre. The whole art world. Mm-hmm. It's a pyramid, but the pyramid goes down as well.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
like an iceberg into the ground, yeah.
And a diamond, like a diamond, and it goes down. And so the art world is giving a lot of money towards the mind control. So that's why the art was stolen. Remember in Second World War, they stole the art from the Jews. They took the artwork and it was never seen again. Only those families who could get back and that could try and lay a claim on the artwork. Otherwise, it was taken, and Hitler, he was after that artwork because he knew the money that was behind it. And of course, a lot of occultic stuff is in the art world. They will channel down the goddess.
I would love to do a show with you on that, because where is the line, of using your imagination and not? But we'll talk about that another day. That's fascinating.
Yeah. I have a friend who was in this world, and she taught me a lot. Oh my goodness. She had the Da Vinci Code seal that was placed upon her. And she had a alabaster flask that was given to her by her father, the Mary Magdalene. Wow. The whole world, that whole thing. She was very much involved in that. So she's got amazing knowledge. I'll see if I can get her, if she's prepared. Maybe she can just give her voice and give her input to us if she doesn't want to be seen. But the knowledge she's got is brilliant. Absolutely.
There's even Liza, she's never been on a show. But like talking to her, I was so blown away by her discovering it and how she discovered it that I was like, this is worth talking about. And so it doesn't have to be as perfect of a presentation as Amanda does. I mean, literally, like nobody is. You do such an amazing job.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got the French bloodline, and later part of the Crusaders and the King of Jerusalem. This is a big one because we know that the Crusaders, they rode on the horses and they went to Jerusalem and they took the gold out of the temple. They stole the gold out of the temple and they've hidden it. It's in Europe. And so, the guy with the red shoes has got a lot to do with it, the Jesuits and all those guys.
Yep.
Which are French. It's also part of the whole French story. So that's where the bloodline is. And they were the soldiers for the guy with the red shoes. And they were the ones that rode, they made the oaths and they sat around the round table and they rode off to Jerusalem. And basically they got the gold. So it's a money, everything around mind control. It's a money thing. It's, the art world. It's just so sad to see. And we know that the third king, of the one that's now declared himself as another king of the world, he's also declared himself king of Jerusalem. So there's something here that is key important. And it's interesting that they bring the water from the Jordan River. And they will then baptize these kings in that water. But it's got to come from Jerusalem.
Wow.
See the connection with Jerusalem again.
Yeah.
Because the dragon is wanting to take over Jerusalem because he knows, God says, I'm going to put my foot there. That's where I'm coming back to. I'm coming back to Jerusalem. That's my city. And that's why he's gone and defiled so much, and the Nephilim get born, underground there, and that whole story is to try and defile as much as what they possibly can the prophetic word that God spoke about end times of what will happen. And so the dragon wants to go and take over there with Nimrod, and so we have to watch, what is happening. All right, then we have the guy with the red shoes, the Holy Roman Empire. And this is interesting. It's the House of Limburg or Luxembourg, claimed lineage through Siegfried. Note, the Pope's dragon clock is his coat of arms.
Wow. That's one I've not seen. I've seen a lot of the art from there, but I haven't seen this one.
Isn't that fascinating? You found this one. It is fascinating to see. He's wearing this thing on his head. We know about the red shoes, what that stands for. We know about his involvement, how he's got the religious orders like this. There's so much.
I mean, the whole thing is built like a snake. It looks like a snake on the inside. They've got the pineal gland, pine cones in the front. I mean,
yes,
absolutely. It's pretty telling that empire.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people were blinded to that empire, took the fruit, and didn't realize what's the seed inside.
Right. Well, they're good people. They don't know, and part of why they infiltrate the church is so that they can, we're going to control you through this manner, but we don't live by those same rules. It's horrifying.
Yeah. So it's not against the people. The people.
No. Yeah.
There are wonderful people there, but it's the order, it's the structure that we need to have our eyes opened up. So that we understand. I mean, if he's got a dragon for a clock and God calls the dragon Satan, what are you doing with a dragon for a clock? And it's ticking down time, tick, 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 tick. So he's trying to say, that's my time. I've got the times and seasons. I'm in charge. So this is really telling. It's really telling a lot. The fourth is the German bloodline. Isn't this interesting with Hitler? So there was a disagreement as to the kingly name, but they weren't, we know the German bloodline is very dark, and we know the Hitler history and all of that. And so there is this mermaid that sits on a bend if you can take a river cruise and you pass by, and she will sing a song. So it's the sirens that sing a song, capture the sailors with the frequency of their voice of the song, and then they drown.
Right.
And they basically are her slaves. So they work for her in the waters. And so there are many places where people drown, and they can't explain why. Why are people drowning specifically? On our coastline, we have a lot of people, that the Hindus, that will bring fruit and vegetable offering to
my goodness.
Yeah, to the spirits of the waters.
Oh my goodness.
They roll the fruit into the sea. And we grew up along the coastline. And wherever they would do their rituals and waving and, their flags and all their stuff that they do, people would drown there because the place was marked. And they would then, these spirits would pull these people into the sea and drown them. Children would drown, So as we started to learn about water spirits and where ships have gone down and shipwrecks, that type of thing, we would pray there and we would break that so that no more drowning would take place. So you need to be trained and informed in mapping, spiritual mapping, which is what Dr. Laura Sanger is good at.
Yes.
What she explains. But you need to understand, what's that mermaid doing there? That she's got a job to do. She's really operating in the spirit. So through the Lorelei, I was working on some Mozart opera things that he had written, and came across very interesting things, Carmen. I will be posting up this week. But the flute player, I don't know if you know about the magic flute, was one of the operas that he wrote. And Hitler he loved Wagner and he loved Mozart, and they were Masons. And so what they brought Freemasonry onto the stage. And they would play the role of the sun and the moon, and they had the Queen of the Night, and all of this is in an opera. So when the opera gets sung and you're part of it, and you're playing a role, you don't realize that you're opening up doors. How you're partaking of the fruit. But when you see the research, it's quite mind-blowing, But there's a song of the Lorelei specifically that Mozart wrote.
Wow.
He wrote to honor this spirit. And they would then act it out, in the 70s.
It's crazy how long it's been going on. It's just been going on since the beginning. Yeah. It's crazy.
But our eyes have been blinded. We just haven't seen.
Yeah.
But God is opening up our eyes. He's teaching us. He's training us. All right. Then the fifth bloodline, the royal bloodline, is the English, of course. And so we've got the House of Plantagenet. Is that right? Richard I claimed the lineage, and note that often he would have the water nymph as part of his emblem. So on his crown, you can see, it's a little bit of mapping I'm giving you now with symbolism. You can see it's almost the French
fleur-de-lis.
That is the whole Babylonian Trinity. So it was already there in the bloodline. So you can just imagine how dark that bloodline is, the English, the German, the French. You can just see it there. So, it's been going a long time, as you say.
It's interesting how one of his eyes looks like it has a normal pupil, but the other one looks a little bit more like snake-like. It's crazy.
Yes, it does, hey. Absolutely. And it's when a person's gone through mind control, they normally make their eyes big. They tape their eyes so that they can't close their eyes if they don't want to see the terrible things that they show them. The Holocaust, the movies, the people dying, all of that. Then they tape their eyes open so that they can see. And a lot of times some of the muscles get damaged. through the ritual, and then you can see the one eye is slightly drooping, but that's because of the damage that comes. Okay, so we have the 5 royal bloodlines of the dragon. Now, the dragon is a multi-dimensional structure. What will the dark core or head of the dragon look like? Now, this is interesting in Revelation 13, verse 1. And it says, I saw a beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 diadems on its horns and blasphemous names on its heads. And so what we need to understand is we are going to see that 7-headed Hydra dragon. If you chop the one off, another head grows. In other words, it's almost that infinity. It's like this is a hopeless battle, because I go for the one head, chop the one head off, the next head grows, and it's just going on the whole time, going on. And so we need to understand that it's the shape-shifting, but it's also the infinity thing that we need to be awake and alert of. And so we realize that the Hydra is a very important dragon. And so when it comes to the final battle, this is talking Revelations 13 already. So we're getting to the final battle where Yeshua, Jesus, and the dragon are going to face each other. And it's going to be a very powerful thing.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what diadems are. Those are crowns. And
yes.
So do you think that it's 10 kingdoms?
Yes.